Okay, this morning we are working a Lake Malawi mouth brooder, Aulonocara stuartgranti, and who knows how to pronounce this. It looks like Chiloelo. It could be, if you use CH as a Greek consonant, it would be Chiloelo. We call them Chiloelo. It's one of the many collection sites for Aulonocara stuartgranti. And it's shocking to me that nobody's come along and classified each one of these collection sites as a different species. I mean, there's more difference between these various populations than there is between other Aulonocara species. And shows Stormy with how wet she is. See, I always get wet from honest sweat work. Stormy gets wet from accidents with water.
Honest sweat work.
Look at her.
Honest sweat work?
Yeah, see her blush.
I'm offended.
Honest sweat.
This is 50% sweat.
Accidental water. Honest sweat, accidental water.
Accidental?
Yeah. Okay, back to the fish. We had a relatively small breeding colony, 27 females, produced 143 offspring, which is a fraction of what we like to produce. We aim for 400 to 600, but usually that's with 50 or 60 females. Let's talk real quickly about our methods of breeding, because I get in these discussions on cichlid forums all the time. We don't strip eggs. One reason is the amount of labor would be prohibitive. Three of us, or two and a half, three of us do all the work with almost 800 vats, and I don't know, I'm one of these days when I have to run and see how many things we raise. I think it's over 200 things we raise, counting plants and live foods. Stripping would be impossible for us to do. For one thing, we raise fish in vats that are opaque sides. We get to see the fish from above, usually just when I'm feeding. So we wouldn't know that a female was carrying, especially since she would be out hiding. The females have plenty of cover in these vats. Besides the horn work, we have these cichlid hotels around the side that they can hide in. The two big cages are fry cages. They have netting bottoms, and the fry can swim into those to get shelter. In fact, I've noticed that the females, when they're releasing their fry, tend to sidle up alongside those cages to release them. Gives the fry a head start. Now we also have feeder guppies in every one of the 300-gallon vats. Some of them have mollies, and we are now experimenting with polyculturing swords, and that's been fairly effective. So we're going to do platies next, variotus and maculatus type. We also have cherry shrimp in all of them. The cherry shrimp don't do incredibly well, but they do manage to maintain populations, whereas guppies just keep exploding, and the same thing with mollies. We probably have some predation occurring, but the way I look at it is it's natural selection for fish that are a little bit smarter, a little bit faster, a little bit better than their siblings that get eaten. Oops. Speaking of fry, this is a bucket we had females in. Stormy, we take this to 2C7 and make sure those two fry get out.
Why'd you say a little bit smarter and look at me?
She's complaining. See the two fry. The female just released them. Okay, make sure they swim out of the bucket. 2C7. Okay, so let's take a look at the males. I've put up the females already. I added 23 young females to breeding colony, so we're up to 50. We should get at least 300, maybe 400 juveniles next breeding cycle. Okay, these are our three breeder males. Nice fish, a lot of nice red. These two are probably a little bit better than that one. I want one young male I'll compare here. Wipe this off. It's pretty nice, but I think I'm going to still go with the three big ones.
Well, I think I'd substitute him for that.
You want to keep him? He does have red ventral fins.
Yeah, and he has brighter blue on his forehead top.
Okay, so which one do you want to purge?
That one.
This one?
I think so.
We could keep all four of them. We'll keep four of them this time, and we'll decide next time. Now I want to show you kind of run-of-the-mill males, and we'll leave one of these in. These are young, so they're going to get better as they grow, but you can see they don't have quite as much red. But I defy anybody not picking the males we pick. Although that drives the genes in the population toward more red. But so be it. Personal preference has to come in at some point. So we're going to sell these three. Come on, guys. I guess I'm getting too greedy. I want to look at one more male. Okay, take a look at this guy. You see his left eye is bulging. He either has, it could be an injury causing it. Could be a bacterial infection from an injury. In any event, he's not a keeper because of that. So I'm not going to put him in the sale vat because we don't want to sell him. But whatever he has isn't contagious. It's from an injury or from an infection. So what I'm going to do is take him and release him into the floor gutter. Let him live out his life. He can swim down to the far end of the greenhouse and get in the sump, or he can stay in the gutter, and whatever happens, if he beats the infection, fine. Whatever, he's now a feral fish. We call them sump fish, gutter fish. Even if he recovers and goes into a spectacular fish, he will never be put in with this breeding colony of the Aulonocara, stuartgranti Chiloelos, because once he swam away from my hand, he's a feral fish. We don't really know what he is. You'd be surprised at how much some hybrids look like species. So we don't take the chance of it. This is a closed breeding population. We never add any outside fish to it. Okay, so these three are going to sale vat. These four are going to the breeding vat. Good fish keeping.